What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury reveals that his biggest secret for the Deontay Wilder destruction was confidence installed by cutman Stitch Duran, right? The doctor who did the sewing did a tremendous job. The biggest and most important cut, you could barely see it. Okay, Tyson Fury's entire team were worried about a major cut reopening in his fight with Deontay Wilder, according to Jacob Stitch Duran, the man responsible for stopping that from happening. Fury was forced to brutally preserve despite a terrible gash above his eye against Otto Wallin last year, a wound that threatened to resurface in the rematch with Wilder that he eventually dominated. He said everybody was concerned except Fury and I, legendary cutman Stitch told Sky Sports. He said that the whole team, including his brothers, were glad to have me on board. It was the most rational thing they could have done to bring me in. The Fury team understood that. I looked at his cuts. The doctor who did the sewing did a tremendous job. The biggest and most important cut, you could barely see it. I told Fury, I am here for maintenance. I use ice every round. My job is for you to walk out as handsome as you walked in. I tried to form a fatherly type of bond because although these guys are gladiators, on the inside they are babies. Our first conversation was about when he fought Vladimir Klitschko, and I was in Vladimir's corner. He said, he told Fury, I thought Vladimir just had a bad day against you, but I saw Fury against Wilder the first time, and I became an instant fan. It was no fluke. Wow. I saw Fury doing the gym exactly what he did the night against Wilder. I have a lot of great events with great fighters and historic events. But Tyson Fury, that took me to a whole new level. So, shout outs to Stitch Duran, okay? And that is true. A lot of people, including myself, was worried about the stitches, worried about the face, worried about if it reopened, especially when Deontay Wilder himself, wanted to use that against Tyson Fury, mental games. Because the first thing he said was, I'm going to bust that damn eye open. I'm going to rip it open for him. And that's what he wanted to do. But, like I told you guys, I said it then, I'll say it now. Deontay Wilder's not that type of fighter that looks for punches like that. His sole objective is to knock you out. He's not a guy that's going to pound you and accumulate blows and touch you. He's not going to do that. He's going for the gusto, okay? He's going for the no one-hitter quitter type punch. That punch that changes the whole fight or ends the fight. Good night. So it's not really Tyson Fury, I don't think, should have been worried about that as much. I think he should have been worried about his own game plan, but bringing that in to cover one of the best cutmans in the business is the way to do it. Because the last thing you want to worry about is a guy hitting you in a certain way, and you're trying to avoid a punch a certain way, and that could alter your strategy. Because if you're trying to avoid a punch to keep that punch from impacting or cutting or reopening, because you're cautious of where that cut is and how that cut could open, where that fighter is punching, you could have some problems, right? So I think they covered that, and of course, Stitch he was on Vladimir's team also, and that was surprising because being a cut man for two different teams and corners like that, and they're so versatile they can work for anybody. But come to think of it, Vladimir Klitschko himself has very thin skin. He can cut like that. He's like a big 6'5" Arturo Gatti in retrospect. His skin is very thin, very delicate. So when he does get hit, he will bleed, he will cut. Okay, so and I honestly never seen Tyson Fury cut. So I think that's just something that he had to deal with. But I do agree with Stitch Duran. Whoever did that did a great job, because I didn't see any cuts or anything, honestly. So they did what they supposed to do. Absolutely. So it was a good thing to see. But This just shows you the preparation from fighters and what they need and who they need to win the fight outside the ring, okay, during the fight. And this is a main attribute of that team, and his name is Stitch Duran. So that was a great weapon, you know, a counter weapon, a precautionary weapon rather, right? But it does sound good. Happy for Tyson Fury. I hope he brings him along for the next camp, because this is boxing. Anything can happen. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Tyson Fury's secret weapon to beat Deontay Wilder. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.